last week, if you did not listen, we had a fun little trivia time, and trivia time turned into a game changer where we also have homework now.
Oh, you want to start with homework?
We can do that whenever. We can start with homework.
I'm ready.
You ready?
I have homework ready to go.
Oh, we have an excellent student. We can add that to the list of monikers for him.
I, in fact, have submitted 2 lists here for my homework.
Oh, look at him trying to go for extra credit, in fact.
To catch everyone up, my homework for this past week, I was given a generous 6 rolls of a wheel to generate a salary cap to put together 1 line's worth of hockey players. I ended up rolling a 21. I ended up rolling an 11 and then was given a generous extra roll where I got a 10.
I forgot goalies exist.
Yes, so my homework was to put together a line of 1 goalie, 2 defensemen, and 3 forwards for $21 million. And I have 2 lists to submit here. We'll start with my all NHL list, because you'll see why in a sec here. And what I did basically was go and hunt down our top 3 finalists in the Rookie of the Year.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Who are on the cheapest contracts. So we're taking our goal, Dustin Wolf from Calgary, who just came in 3rd in Vezina, 3rd in Rookie of the Year. He's making $850,000.
Okay,
this coming season.
I think I know what you're about to do here, but okay.
No, it's not going to be up, but I will get the other 2 out of the way. I'm also taking in the forward slots, Macklin Celebrini out of San Jose, coming in at a cool $975,000.
So you're a little over, close to around $2 million right now ish.
And bringing in a .910 save percentage, 264 goals against average, and from Macklin Celebrini, 63 points in the form of 25 goals, 38 assists, averaging about 20 minutes of ice time, pretty solid. And his line mate is going to be fellow rookie Matvei Michkov out of Philadelphia, who is coming in at $950,000. For another 63 points on the board. On a Flyers team that had a coaching change midway through the year, he can probably do even better than that.
Yeah, the coaching change seemed to be detrimental to him, potentially, in fact.
Now, you'll notice I have quite a lot of cap room here.
I did notice that you have a lot of cap room. I wonder where that is going to go.
For the lockdown defenseman, Cale Makar, at $9 million, you got to take one of the best deals in hockey, because at $9 million, he just produced 92 points, winning his 2nd Norris Trophy at the age of 26. This man is an insane value in terms of general managing a team and just numbers delivered. And I'm bringing along a teammate of his for the D-line, but not his usual partner, not Devon Taves. We can't afford Devon Taves. We're bringing in Sammy Girard,
okay,
who at $5 million doesn't need to bring a lot of offense.
Interesting.
Everyone else on the team so far is bringing offense, but Sammy G is one of the few people in the world who can probably keep up with Cale Makar in terms of like game speed and literal leg speed. People forget Sammy G's got top level speed. Maybe not top of the tops anymore, but he's up there. This is a hard D line to outskate.
Interesting.
And I now have about 4 and some change left to fill out my last forward spot. And I'm going to go with another sleeper value find here. Now, this is an interesting spot, and I do have to note, this is one of my big finds in research. I almost tried to finagle in Matt Duchene into this spot, who at $4.5 million is producing 3/4 of a McKinnon season in points for 1/4 of a McKinnon in value.
That's a good value. It's great value, in fact.
It's a huge deal, but instead I've taken Ryan Donato, who we've not mentioned much, if at all, ever on this podcast. He's playing with Chicago right now after stops in Seattle and Boston and Minnesota and Boston.
Probably why we don't talk about him very often.
He just had a breakout year, though, putting up 62 points, 31 goals, 31 assists, and is also under 30. So I put together a young but very talented bit of lineup here for a grand total of $20,775,000.
Not a bad lineup.
That $225,000 in value that I just saved, I'd like to carry over to my second lineup, which is the All Avs edition.
Sure. I was curious because I was expecting more Avs to be here. I will say that your first lineup, a very, very, very young team.
I think the veteran on the team is Sam Girard, who has played 2 more years than Cale Makar. They're both 26.
I was going to say, they're neither one of them super old.
Nope. And the rest are babies.
Very, very much so. You'll
very
be
talented babies.
very talented. You will be very young. You'll be very quick. You'll be very fast. It'll be fun. I would be interested to see how that team would actually work in a playoff scenario, though, where the hockey's.
This is a pretty good fantasy draft lineup right here. I think I was able to get my list together in time before Dustin Wolf was offered an extension and would have potentially ruined this entire exercise for me, because it's hard to find good goalie value, which is maybe how I'll transition into our Avs lineup, because one of the best goalie values in the league, regardless of team, is Mackenzie Blackwood, who's coming in at $5.25 million for excellent production. .913 save percentage, 2.33 goals against. He put up 22 wins with 3 shutouts on the season last year. And that is, he's in the same like top 10 rankings in those stats, while being like 18th in contract value compared to like Bobrovsky's making 10. The other guys are at like almost double what Mackenzie Blackwood is making.
I'm surprised he was actually that productive. Like it's shown through the season, because God, were we so terrible, especially early on. But yeah, I don't remember having another goalie conversation after we retrieved our woodshed here.
And he's coming into the first year of a 5-year extension, so he is locked in tight at this excellent value for quite a while. My Avs edition D-line unfortunately does not have room for Mr. Cale Makar or for Sammy Girard. We're instead anchoring the back line here with Devon Taves and his $7.25 million, already eating up a pretty good chunk of our real estate in the cap room here. But that's your goalie and a lockdown defenseman, a pretty top tier lockdown back end there. So
going a little bit of an opposite ideology here. Instead of we're going to score every single point and maybe give up a few on the back end, we are about to shut everybody off.
For my young talent on the back line here, I'm going with Sam Malinsky, who just inked in for a $1.4 million 2-year extension, I believe. Only 15 points last season, but I think he's a young upside kid. He's going to keep getting better. He's in that same conversation of like Sam Girard. He's got fast hands. He sees the ice. He makes plays. So that's the D-line and the goalie. We know how we're going to defend. For attack, we're going to have to get creative here, because as I've mentioned, now we're already less than $10 million in cap space. So no Nathan McKinnons. I really tried to squeeze in an Arturi Lehkonen here, but I couldn't do it. Instead, we're going with Ross Colton.
Okay.
At $4 million, bringing 29 points, 16 goals, 13 assists. We're going with Parker Kelly, who was a standout last year, earned himself a permanent position after, I think, just a tryout contract, and only making $825,000, contributing about 20 points as well. And then my number one man on this team, who I am using my leftover $225,000 to pay for, because he goes just a little over our 21 cap, is Logan O'Connor.
I knew he was coming.
It was making $2.5 million, and that's still, because what we're getting with Logan O'Connor is someone who's going to bump up huge in the playoffs.
I was going to say, you are banking on this dude being McKinnon light, essentially.
Yeah, essentially. And that is, the strategy I went with on the forwards.
Interesting.
It's basically running out with the third line we had for a lot of the second half with a off D pairing.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And that is a $21 and $225,000 all Avs lineup.
It's not bad, actually.
Yeah. So that was my homework assignment.
I will say it was interesting to see how you went about this, because the person who I stole this from had a little bit less money, because his rolls did not. He rolled 3 zeros. In fact,
oh boy,
yeah. So that was not generous. So I think he ended up with 15 million, and his idea was he was going to create his team around Sidney Crosby.
I considered a Crosby-based lineup as well.
I thought that's what I was going to come into, because I feel like for most hockey fans and nerds, that's the ideal situation when you have a limited cap spaces. Sidney is just so good and
he's
efficient.
A pretty team-friendly contract as well, but I invested that 8.7 into the 9 million of Cale Makar instead.
Yeah, I do like the Cale Makar, and then we're just gonna run a bunch of young dudes out here and hope for the best here. We're gonna be young, quick, and fast, and then the opposite over here is we are really hoping that some of these Avs dudes are as good as they have shown. The highs of the highs. Their ceiling's real good.
Yeah, it's a grindy team who's going to give you all effort, and that I love that out of them. The scoring results maybe not as.
If you want to make it more efficient, is you have to add a goon onto your Avs roster such that Logan O'Connor can only score shorthanded goals the whole time.
That is also a potential power up, and I didn't even mention in my analysis there the PK value that O'Connor brings to the lineup there. That's the thing. This team can play both sides, power play kill. They can do whatever. Swiss Army knife.
How did you enjoy your homework assignment here, diving a little bit deeper into the hockey world? As I know we kind of mentioned before we got into this podcast, both of us have kind of taken a break respectively from sort of general managing sports. We've both been, I will say, mega nerds, delving into some more fantasy worlds and whatnot. But now we're stepping back into these shoes. How'd you find, like, researching some of these dudes, finding some new players that maybe we haven't heard of or mentioned on the podcast?
I mean, it was definitely a good sort of eye-opener for what the landscape is of value around there. You can definitely see, like, some of these guys signed these contracts like 4 or 5 years ago and thought they were getting a good deal and are now like the bargain bin contracts who everyone is like way leaping past. So yeah, the Duchesne revelation was kind of like my big takeaway of like, wow, he's giving Dallas quite the deal out there for the level. He's been producing 80 points seasons, basically a point per game for them for his entire tenure out there in Dallas. So yeah, that was kind of a like, oh wow, they're getting a good deal out there. There were definitely some other names that were on that list when I was sort of filtering through, and I will shout out the wonderful resource of Puckpedia for having a all contract-based database of these players, being able to filter them by points, by contract value, by years remaining, all that good stuff. Very helpful resource in this project. And yeah, I mean, there's definitely some fun limitations with the number value and then just trying to fill out one line. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to flipping it back on you come quiz time later on.
Oh boy.